What's up riders, I'm Toon from Champion Helmets, about to guide you through everything you need to know about this exciting new helmet from HJC, the F71 Carbon. First things first, the F71 Carbon is a sport touring helmet with plenty of convenient features like an integrated sun visor and preparations for many different HJC communication systems. You can even use this helmet on a racetrack, just not in any official FIM racing competitions. A few more important points about the F71 Carbon: it has a recommended retail price of €460. It has a double D-ring enclosure, which is very common in this category of helmets. It's ECE 2206 certified and it's best suited for those with an intermediate oval to round oval head shape. It's available in sizes XS to 2XL, and what size would you need? Well, grab a tape cloth measure and measure the circumference of your head starting an inch above the eyebrows. Then take a look at the specific sizing instructions of this helmet to see which size you need. Alright, let's take our deep dive by starting with the material, and here we look at the material of the outer shell and the amount of outer shell sizes the F71 Carbon is available in. Now, as the name would suggest, the outer shell is entirely made of carbon fiber. It's also available in 3 outer shell sizes, which is a decent amount. And remember, the more outer shell sizes the better, as this makes the outer shell more compact regardless of the size you choose. All in all, the F71 Carbon earns 4 stars for material, a solid start from HJC, and let's see if we can keep this up in our following segment. So, time to put the F71 Carbon on our scale, which is accurate to the gram and it doesn't care much for marketing claims and statements. We use our weight matrix to determine star scores, and to make our comparison fair, we've weighed every helmet in a size M without any additional features. The F71 Carbon weighed in at exactly 1469 grams, definitely making it a lightweight helmet, which is great to see. Now, there are some competitors that manage to be even lighter, but weight shouldn't be an issue when riding with the F71. All in all, it earns a solid 3 stars. In this segment, we'll be looking at the visor features and characteristics of the F71 Carbon. Now naturally, not every single visor feature is equally as impactful in your riding experience, and that's why we've weighed them based on what riders ask us about the most. Let's see the results. The F71 Carbon comes standard with a pinlock lens in the box, and like we mentioned earlier, it has an integrated sun visor that drops down with a slider on the side of the helmet. You can slot the sun visor in 3 different positions. You can choose to drop it only 10 millimeters, only shielding the very top part of your view. You can drop it halfway, and of course you can drop it all the way down. Furthermore, HJC has updated the mechanism of the F71. It now uses a 2-way pivot system that seals the visor to the outer shell and makes it very easy to remove and replace the visor. All in all, the F71 earns a solid 4 stars for its visor, leaving very little room for improvement. Well done HJC. Time to take the F71 out on the road and see to what extent it's able to isolate the outside noise. And we measure this by placing a decibel meter inside the helmet close to our test rider's ear, capturing the noise the same way as he hears it. We take our measurements from long stretches of open highway, riding an average of 130 km per hour. Finally, we use a noise isolation matrix to determine star scores. On the road, the F71 struggled to keep the inside noise down. It had an average measurement of 105 decibels, which makes it one of the loudest sport touring helmets we have in this current testing pool. And something to keep in mind if you're interested in this helmet. Anyways, let's continue to ventilation. Alright, here we test to what extent the F71 is able to keep your head cool out on the road. And we measure this by placing a thermometer inside the helmet to keep track of the inside temperature at all times. And at the same time, we look at the outside temperature and compare the two. The smaller the difference between the inside and outside temperature, the more stars a helmet earns. Now before we look at the results, let's look at the vent layout of the F71 Carbon. On top, it has 2 air intakes that are rather large compared to most other top vents. You can adjust them by sliding them forward and backwards, and the chin vent is also adjustable and works similarly to the chin vent of a Neotech 2, for example. As for the exhaust, the F71 has many. It has 3 different openings on the back of the helmet that allow warm air to flow out. Now let's see how it performed on the road. During our testing, the F71 Carbon easily managed a temperature difference of 0 degrees Celsius, which means that the helmet is perfectly capable of managing the inside temperatures, earning 4 stars. So far, we've covered a wide range of performance-based criteria, but now let's take some time to talk about comfort. However, this segment can be challenging for us as it's difficult to translate the comfort of a helmet into concrete numbers like we do in our previous segments. That's why here we'll only partially be relying on the verdict of our test rider. He has more than 17 years of riding experience and has also tested the other helmets on our channel and can therefore make a comparison like no other. Of course, we'll also be looking at the comfort features of the F71 Carbon. Now let's see what it has to offer. The padding of the F71 Carbon is fully removable, washable, antibacterial, and it has quick dry properties. Keep in mind that the padding of the F71 Carbon is also interchangeable between different helmet sizes. It's also equipped with a chin curtain, sealing the gap between the chin of the helmet and your neck to prevent any wind from getting through and making the helmet louder. Comfort-wise, the F71 checks off every essential feature you're looking for in a helmet of this price range, and our test rider enjoyed the fit of the helmet, although he mentioned that it doesn't really have anything unique that would make it stand out among the rest. All in all, it earns 3.5 stars for comfort. Alright, features, our final segment, and here we've set up a matrix to determine star scores. Naturally, not every feature is equally as impactful, which is why we've weighted them based on what riders ask us about the most. Now let's see the results. The F71 Carbon is prepared for specific HJC communication systems, those being the 11B, 21B and 50B comm systems. The differences between them can be a bit confusing, so let's clear them up. HJC's 11B and 21B are basically the same system. The only difference is being the operating range, the number of other systems you can connect with, and the recommended retail price. Finally, the 50B is the most premium out of the three. The operating range extends to 2000 meters and allows you to start a call with a total of 9 riders. On top of this, it also has voice control in multiple languages and FM radio. All of this comes at a recommended retail price of 350 euros. While it beats both the 11B and the 21B on these features, it loses out on the battery life. Both the 11B and 21B have a battery life of up to 22 hours, whilst the 50B's battery life only extends to around 13 hours. Furthermore, the F71 has an emergency quick release and it's lenses friendly. It's also wind tunnel tested, which allows HJC to tweak the design of the outer shell to make it as aerodynamic as possible. All in all, it earns a solid 4 stars on features, and now that we've gone through all of our tests, it's time to come to our final conclusion. So let's briefly summarize the results of the F71 Carbon, which started strong on material, where it earned 4 stars for having a carbon fiber outer shell and 3 outer shell sizes. Then in our weight segment, it earned 3 stars for weighing in at 1469 grams. After weight came our Visor segment, where in typical HJC fashion, it earned a solid 4 stars for coming alongside a pinlock lens in the box, a wide field of vision and a great visor mechanism. Noise isolation was the first test where the F71 showed any real sign of weakness. It only managed an average measurement of around 105 decibels, for which it earns 2 stars. But on ventilation, it had a much better performance and easily managed a temperature difference of 0 degrees Celsius, earning 4 stars. Then on comfort, it earned a decent 3.5 stars, and finally 4 stars on features. All in all, the F71 earned an average of 3.5 stars, for which you pay around 19 euros per star. A decent value for money rating. There is a very real demand for carbon fiber helmets, mainly due to the fact that they tend to be lightweight and they look cool. But the one downside to them is that they can get very expensive. And for example, the Alpha 71 Carbon is upwards of 600 euros, so the F71 Carbon serves as a more affordable alternative for riders that specifically shop for carbon fiber. And with that, our review has come to an end. We're curious to know what you guys think of carbon fiber helmets, and of course, what you think of the F71 Carbon. Be sure to let us know in the comments below. HJC F71, both in fiberglass and the carbon fiber version, are available at championhelmets.com, where we offer the lowest price guaranteed and have very sharp discount bundles. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Buy smart and ride safe. Until next time.